Welcome to the Virtual Career Lounge session, helping you to be a greater you. I'm your host, Dali Perez. This lounge is designed to help middle and high school students prepare for life after school. Because failing to plan is planning to fail. And today's topic is networking for career success. But before we start our topic for today, we want to give a special thanks to the Career Lounge session sponsor EXL, a leading data analytics and digital operations and solutions company. If you want to learn more about EXL, go to exlservice.com. Thank you to their sponsorship. We are able to bring this lounge to you at no cost. A little bit about us. We are L.O.V.E Youth, a 501c3 nonprofit organization providing programs for youth. Our mission is to leverage the power of collaboration to uplift and empower youth and their families within our community. So today we're going to talk about, as I say, networking for career success. So in this space, teens like you come to learn, to dream, and get inspired about your future. So before you roll your eyes and say okay, networking and all that, thinking about business cards, thinking about getting dressed, the suits, and all that, let me stop you right there. Because networking isn't about being fake, isn't about acting professional, isn't about having the best business card, but it's about building real relationships that can open doors for you down the road. So you got to think of those seeds that you're planting that maybe you're not going to see them grow right away, but you will see it down the road. So what the saying is, maybe you have listened to this, that says it's not what you know, is who you know. So let me tell you, there's a lot of truth in that. So I want you to think about this. How many times has someone got a job, right? Or internship, or even a cool opportunity just because a teacher, a coach, or a friend mentioned their name? I know someone, right? I know someone that can do that. You know what that is? That's networking. So today we're going to break it down for you. How to start building your network now. Don't start while you're still in school, whether you're in middle school, in high school, or just getting ready for college. So you already have everything you need in your hands and in your mouth, literally, to start connecting with the right people, okay? So first, what is exactly networking? So in simple terms, networking means building connections with people who can help you learn, grow, and explore new opportunities. So it's not about using people, let me get that clear. It's about mutual growth. So you help others, and in time, they will help you. So that's, like I said before, planting those seeds. So let me paint you a picture. Maybe you can understand it better. Imagine that you're into graphic design, right? Let's say that's what you like. And you create flyers. You like to create flyers for your school club, maybe. Maybe you're in digital class or something like that. You create a flyer, your teacher loves the flyer, and then a few months later, that same teacher hears about about a summer program. They're looking for a student designer, and guess who that teacher is going to recommend? Exactly, you. Why? Because you did a great job. So that's networking. That's how it works. So you build that relationship through work, through events, through trust, and through, showing up, just being there. So networking matters because opportunities often travel through people, through jobs, through scholarships, recommendations, or even internships. So you know what that is? Connection. And you know what that is? Network. So the cool thing is that you already have a network. Who's your network? Your teachers, your coaches, your classmates, family, friends, and even people at your youth programs. in your community. So all that people is part of your network. So networking is not something you start after college. It's not something that you say, oh, well, that's for adults and stuff like that. No, it starts now with every person you meet and every good impression you leave. So I don't know if you heard, but first impression matters what you do, right? So let's talk now about how you can build that. Because now you say, okay, Dali, got it. I know what is network. I know it's around me. I know it's my community, my teacher, my youth. Okay, how do I do it? How can I start building my network? So first you gotta look around you. Like I mentioned, what's your circle, your current circle? So that could be your teachers, your mentor, your leaders, even your friends' parents. They know people who know people. So that's the point, right? Who you know. So look around you. So if someone does something that you're interested in, like that could be cool, or I'm interested to know how they got into that, whatever that is. So go and ask questions like, how do you get into that career, or what do you like most about your job? So those conversations matter, but be genuine, right? Ask those questions out of curiosity, because when you are really interested in learning about that person, guess what? That person is going to remind you, because you were genuine, because you care, because you were present. So the second thing that you want to do is get involved. It's important that you join your school clubs, your sports, students council, community service programs, whatever you can get involved to serve and to be connected with new people. That's how you expand your network, because it might be something that you're not interested in doing, or it's not your field. We mentioned graphic design, right? So this could be, I don't know, something related to food, maybe a food pantry, yeah, that you go and volunteer, but you meet people and people know people, remember? And then you expand your network. So you never know who's watching your efforts or looking you quietly and see what are you doing, so opportunities can come. Maybe your basketball coach knows someone who knows someone in the sports management arena, or your art teacher has a friend who owns a design studio. So the more involved you are, the more chances you have to connect. So another thing that you want to look into is social media, right? But you gotta be wise. It's not just scrolling on social media. It's social media networking. So social media can be fun. Sometimes it can be distracting, but it's also powerful for your future if you use it in the right way. So platforms like LinkedIn are not just for adults anymore. So you can create a student profile at your school, volunteer experiences and goals, and then you start following organizations that you like, organizations that you admire, companies in the field that you love. Maybe you're into technology, maybe you're into healthcare, maybe you're into media, whatever that is. Follow those companies, comment on their posts, share positive things you're learning, or celebrate their achievement, because companies usually post stuff, right? So celebrate with them. And even if you're involved in something, in a volunteer opportunity, share that in your LinkedIn as well. So that's how you start showing up for other people. And believe it or not, people notice, people see, people pay attention. The next thing you want to do is take advantage of events. It's really important. So you might say, okay, what events? For example, career fairs that you can go, open houses and the different nonprofit organizations, team leadership events, anything that you can involve that teens can be there, just go. Even if you don't know what to say at first, just go and start with a simple statement. I'm just exploring career. Maybe what advice will you give me? If someone my age would be interested in your field, you're talking to someone, you can ask, okay, what do you do? And then you can ask, if I would be interested in your field, what would be an advice that you would give me? The next thing that you want to do is volunteer and intern. So we already talked about events and going to places. I already talked a little bit about volunteer and all that. But not just volunteer inside school, also outside school. And there's a lot of opportunity that you can intern. And in intern, maybe there's some paid internships that you can get, which is great. Maybe during the summer, maybe during winter break, spring break, you can do internships that you can have, meet mentors, community leader, business owners. And then after you do that, you don't only build network, relationships, you learn, but then after that, they also can recommend you to other opportunities. Or maybe in the future that you can become an employer and work for that person. So most of the internships, it starts as an internship and then that person stays there. So even though it's a small one internship of 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe there's 1 month, 3 months, anything, it could be small, it could be large, can be life-changing for you because you're getting that real experience and you build credibility. People start to know you. Remember, people notice by your work. So maybe you're thinking, okay, Dali, I don't have connections. That's easy for you to say and all that, but you actually do. You just need to start nurturing them because you already know teachers, you already know coaches, you already know people. You just got to, get a little bit close to them so you can maintain those relationships. Okay, so next thing that we're gonna talk about, we already said, okay, what is networking? How can I do it? Now, how can I maintain those connections? Because it's important to make the connection, but then how do you keep them? So number one, first thing you gotta do, you're gonna follow up. Very important. The key is in the follow-up. So after you meet someone, you met them maybe at an event, volunteer program, internship, whatever that is, send a simple thank you message. It could be through LinkedIn, it could be through text, social media, email, and then you just reach out, hi, I really enjoy hearing about your career path. I really enjoy our conversation. Thank you for sharing your advice. It really inspired me. This is my big takeaway. That simple message that can leave a huge impression in someone because, again, you care and you paid attention. So it's important that you do not, listen to me, do not disappear after that. You have to stay in touch every once in a while. So it's important. Make the connection, but also be present, follow up. And if you're following them in social media, again, leave a comment on their posts, celebrate with them, congratulate them if they accomplished something. But it's important to be genuine, right? People can tell if you're being real or not. So it's important that you really, really, really care for the person, for the people that you know, and that you have a really good heart of helping people because, again, whatever seed you put there, that is what's going to grow. So don't connect just to get something, connect to learn something and to give something. Because when you're connecting with someone, you can also think. Because, like I said, that person may know someone, and then in the future that can benefit you. However, you can know someone too, and you can put that person in contact with the person that you know. So that's what it's about. So you connect to know people, to learn, and to give. So ask questions, show appreciation, be kind. That's how you build trust with people. Also, in the process of maintaining, you can find a mentor. So look for people that inspire you. Maybe it's something that you want to do. And maybe it's a teacher that you always like and he always encourage you. It could be a coach that gives you great advice or someone you meet at a youth event. So when you meet this person that you really look up to, you can ask them, will you be willing to be my mentor? Will you be willing to guide me? Maybe not in a formal way, but just checking in, giving feedback and stuff like that. So mentors can open door you did not even know existed. But if you don't ask, the opportunities are not gonna just come. So it's very important that you be willing to do it. Be willing to connect, be willing to ask those questions. And the next thing will be overcoming fears and building confidence. I know sometimes it could be awkward, right? Connecting and just talk to strangers, asking questions, following up. It can feel intimidating at first. And maybe you can go into a room and say, like, I don't know, I don't want to ask questions. I feel embarrassed. I feel afraid. But here's the truth. Everyone starts somewhere. And you got to start somewhere. So even the most confident professionals, listen to me, have their first nervous introduction at some point. So maybe you can see someone that looks like with a lot of experience, or they do have a lot of experience, but they still get nervous too, as well, to talk to people. So here's the secret. People love talking about themselves. That's a secret, I told you. So when you approach someone with really, really, really genuine curiosity and you ask them, hey, what do you do? I really love to learn more about how you started. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Guess what? People are going to start talking, and you don't have to do all the talking. So maybe start with those questions. So the message is that you at least start small. Practice with teacher, practice with family members, with your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, or any other teen at events. The more you do, the really, really, really easier it gets. So remember this. The goal is not to impress. What's the goal? To connect. That's the goal. To connect, to network, to know people. And one last thing, as I said, give back. Networking is not just about taking, it's not just about let me see who can you introduce me to. It's about sharing, it's about giving. So if you hear about a great opportunity that might help someone, you know what, share it. If you know that, I think this person should know this person, let me connect them, do it. Encourage, support. Because strong networks are built on what? Generosity. So it's important that you go with the mentality that, okay, maybe that person knows someone that I need to know, or maybe I know someone that person needs to know. So to wrap up this conversation, networking is not about being famous, knowing, the correct script or the correct words, or having 1,000 contacts. It's about what? Building real and lasting relationships. Start small, talk to people, be curious, ask a lot of questions, say thank you, and stay consistent. Remember to follow up. Don't ghost people. Don't disappear. Listen, every conversation you have today can lead to something amazing tomorrow. You never know. The person sitting next to you in class could be one day your business partner, your future employer, or one that you help to do something great, or maybe the one who helps you to land your dream job. So start connecting, start learning, and remember this. Your voice, your story, and your kindness are your biggest network tools. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. I hope this conversation, this topic has given you insight and clarity on making plans for life after high school. Listen to me, you are one step closer to building the future you want. And all starts with what? With a single hello. I want to know a little bit more about you. Special thanks to the Career Lounge session sponsor EXL, a leading data analytics and digital operations and solutions company. If you want to learn more about EXL, go to exlservice.com. Thank you to their sponsorship, we are able to bring to you this lounge at no cost. All the sessions are here on YouTube, so make sure you go to the playlist, you watch them all, subscribe, like, comment, share this and all the sessions with your friends. Thank you for being with us here in the Career Lounge Sessions.